Getting the shot, man. Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Welcome to VKPunk Wrestling. This is our new channel dedicated to all things professional wrestling, sports entertainment, wrestling news, media, and just all around a general good time. We're each going to go around... Oh, I kind of screwed up there. We are going to be your... Yeah,
okay.
see?
We're your hosts.
We are going to be your presenters. I am Vince C. Punk.
I'm KC Punk.
Vince C. Punk, KC Punk. Let me take a crack at it. Vince C. Punk, KC Punk.
Alright, do it. Do it.
Alright.
Let him do it.
Are you going to start it over? Or?
No, we're just going to roll
Okay,
with
we're
it,
just going to roll through it.
and then we'll splice it up.
Yeah. Okay.
3, 2, 1, action.
Hey, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to VKPunk Wrestling. I am Vince C. Punk.
I am KC Punk.
And I'm Casper the Ghost.
And this is our new channel dedicated to wrestling media, news, and all things entertainment around sports entertainment and professional wrestling. We're each going to go around and talk about our own personal history with wrestling so that you guys can better get to know us as your presenters. And then we're going to go around and talk about a couple of current affairs that are going on inside the WWE and give opinions and all that stuff based on how we feel personally about those specific situations. Okay?
Basically, we're going to be saying a bunch of shit that we don't like and what we do like.
What we don't like and what we do like.
So, this is going to be our first video ever made, our first live stream. We're going to be having a little bit of fun. We're each having a couple of drinks. Cheers, mates.
Salud, salud, salud.
Okay? And we're just going to be having some good time. Hopefully you guys can get to see this. I know we're not very big yet, but we're going to get big here. This is why we're doing this. Okay, so let's have some fun. My name is Vin. I know I already introduced myself, but I have been watching wrestling, professional wrestling, and WWF, WCW most of my life. The year of the first WrestleMania was the year I was born. I remember going to shows since I was at least 5 years old when they used to come to the Barber B. Man in Fort Myers.
Oh, no kidding.
I
did not know that.
So I used to go to all the shows there. Our local record store guy would sell tickets.
TJ CDs and more.
He would sell tickets and we would go. I've been following WWF, WWE ever since then. I have a lot of passion for it. It's really my only hobby. You guys can't see everything yet, but in future videos you will see all the merchandise and memorabilia and everything that I got because it's going to be our main backdrop once things start getting rolling.
He's got quite the collection.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass, actually.
So, my favorite wrestlers throughout the year was first Bret the Hitman Hart. Right?
Yeah.
The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be.
Right? And then was Edge. Edge, who has currently crossed over to AEW, even though he's injured at the moment.
I got to see Edge versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 24.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, my current favorites are Jon Moxley in AEW. I love everything that he's done since he's come there. He's had to carry that company on his back anytime that anything has happened, and he has more than done his job, and I just have such an appreciation for him and the Blackpool Combat Club as a whole, even though the current thing with Daniel Bryan is kind of making me feel a certain way, because I love all of the guys, and especially now that they included Pac, I thought that was the greatest addition to the Blackpool Combat Club. Marina Shafir as well. I know she's kind of green and not a lot of people like her. I really like her. I think she's a badass.
Pretty fucking badass. She seems like hardcore. What I just saw of her the other day.
Wednesday Night Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the WWE guy. I don't know shit about TNA or AEW.
I barely pay attention to it. Like I do.
WWE all the way.
Let's go WWE. So who's your favorite WWE guy then?
My favorite WWE guy
Or
currently. My favorite girls Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. You can't take away from them.
I'm in love with that woman.
What, Liv?
Rhea.
Rhea, absolutely.
Her ass is ridiculous.
Her ass is ridiculous,
Yeah,
but Liv's
her-
is too, though.
Do you know?
She
You know
hot.
she wears those shorts now. You remember she used to wear pants. Do you
Oh,
know the
yeah.
story behind that?
No.
I don't.
Her luggage got lost. The airlines lost her
I
luggage,
think I heard something
and
about
she
that
had to
story.
wear some of Liv's gear.
What? No.
And so yeah. So she had those shorts like Liv wears, those black shorts that like Liv wears.
Well, they did her more.
And then
justice.
after that, there was so many comments and so much shit online about Cake and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, Cake. I've been trying to tell you. Anyway.
So after that, she just realized the response it got, and she never went back to wearing her long pants. She used to wear
She
like
doesn't
these
need
long
to.
pants with chains and all sorts of
Yeah.
really cool stuff,
Well,
man.
because
But
she's Rhea Ripley.
but
She's
yeah,
a bad
she's
bitch.
smoking, dude.
I'm pretty sure she got some black in her family somewhere. 'Cause she got ass for days. She
She
be all right.
just
I
works
mean,
out, man.
I mean, there's a lot of girls that have a lot of ass.
Yeah,
Like,
Liv Morgan
I
is the
do
perfect
not, so.
example. That's why everybody was like, "Whoa!" when she wore Liv Morgan's
she's like the
gear.
girl next door.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan? No, she's a fucking Jersey girl that has fucking attitude.
No, you say that, but if you look at her Twitter, Liv Morgan, her Twitter and her like natural photos, not her wrestling stuff, is totally girl next
Oh,
door.
yeah, she's hot as hell.
And she's smoking even without all of her fucking or her stinking makeup
I've
on.
seen.
You guys
I
are gonna have to
seen-
excuse our tone and our language. We're just getting used to trying to censor
I have
ourselves for
seen
your entertainment.
Some of your Twitter, because I am not personally on Twitter, but
I ain't got Twitter.
I ain't
We're
got
all
fucking
gonna be on Twitter
I
here
got like
soon.
a halfway Twitter.
What
We're
does
all
that
gonna have
mean?
to be on because that's
I
how
haven't
everybody
been
through
on-
this channel is
I
gonna
haven't been
contact
on my
us
Twitter.
individually.
Which is now called
Eggs.
X.
And like forever.
No.
I'm gonna have to create a whole new page for the promotion because I have my own page,
Alright.
but I'm gonna have to create a page for the promotion.
And that'll work. We'll get there.
We are gonna get on all social media rather quickly. I have my own personal
with
Twitter.
Finesse.
With finesse.
With finesse.
like
V-
a fucking puma.
VKPunk Wrestling currently has a Facebook page. However, I need to update the name
WCW moments that were real.
to
Subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos.
to VKPunk. It's currently listed under VCP Wrestling, which is a name we went with prior, but
It just recently been changed.
right before
tonight.
this video, yeah. So we've been dealing with this channel and going through how to make it a thing for about 6 months now. This is our first live video. We had a name going until today, which is VKPunk. This is the new name. It was VCP Wrestling. Casper, you want to go ahead and tell us about your introduction to wrestling
Yes, please.
and
I want
your
to hear
history?
it.
Yeah, sure. So I've been watching wrestling for 35 years.
35 years.
I'm 40 years old. My grandfather got me into wrestling when I was 5. I remember watching it with him, sitting on his lap and all that good shit.
Yay. That's
And
sweet.
then I haven't stopped watching it ever since. I mean, I am addicted. I do not miss SmackDown, Raw, or any of the premium shows.
Fan
I
for life.
kind of skip out on the other shows, but
That's
it ain't
okay.
it really, you know, I'm WWE all the way, man. Big ups to everybody that
I'll drink to that.
has made wrestling what it is, and that's kept me entertained for all these years. And I fucks with it. That's what I do. Love fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
My children love it. I love it. Trying to keep this shit going.
Yeah.
Bloodline style, baby. Bloodline style.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see that? The
I have my
bloodline.
own fucking opinions about that shit. Because I am the novice, and I just came in when the bloodline, the original bloodline, was falling apart.
It wasn't even. Yeah. You came in
soon as I
after
came in-
Sammy was already left the bloodline.
I did not know that Sammy was in the bloodline.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
No, I came in.
He was the redheaded adopted stepchild.
The honorary
Yeah.
Honorary.
The honorary.
I got that
ooze.
shirt.
See,
I have
was
the
wondering about that
merchandise, the
damn shirt.
honorary
Like, what the fuck?
ooze
No, but
shirt.
I came in like right after that, and when Jey Uso, who has become my favorite, he's been my favorite from fucking get go.
So.
So
Yeet.
yeah, yeah. I just related to him, and he's just my fave.
Uso. They need to give that man a title already.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why doesn't he have one? He's gonna have one
because he doesn't need to have a title. He's that cool.
because he's main event Jey Uso. But right, so LA Knight just got one, right?
Yes.
Was that the first time LA Knight he just got one? So
That's
Jey
his
Uso
first
is
time.
not far behind.
But Jey Uso also has the highest title tag team reign.
Well,
ever.
yeah, because he was tag team with champion with his brother Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Bloodline.
Yeah.
They're like the longest reigning tag
It was
team.
like 600
And I think
some odd days.
is it them or the New Day that have the most tag team reigns?
I think they're
New Day has the most tag team reign.
okay.
They have the longest tag team reign.
All right, cool. Well, yeah,
They
because
put everybody in lockdown.
Oh,
I'm
when
just
the
trying to
COVID
find a
hit?
way to share this.
No.
What?
That's what they will refer to their thing.
But like
So
lockdown, like quarantine.
So anytime they cut a promo, and they would talk about them beating another team, they were like, the Street Profits locked down.
Oh, heard.
Got it. You know.
Yeah.
Uso Penitentiary.
I don't know that. It's
Yeah,
very hard to
that's-
look at you with that fucking crazy ass mask on.
Big ups to the Wyatt family, baby. Bray
Yeah.
Wyatt, one of my favorites.
Oh,
of all
yeah,
time.
and
You guys want to
that-
talk about the Wyatt Six now? Then?
Because the Bray Wyatt is also my favorite. After the
Mastermind.
Fiend, I wasn't a huge fan of Husky Harris.
No.
I wasn't a huge fan of the Eater of
And these
Worlds.
are his
his personas.
Right.
Yeah, the Fiend
Collective.
is the shit.
He was Husky
can't
Harris.
think of it.
He was Husky Harris when he first came up in
NXT.
so his
fro-
gimmicks in line.
Right,
I
he
guess.
was the tank with the Ferrari engine,
Yeah.
Husky Harris, and he was like a kind of wider guy, a little bit out of shape, but he could wrestle.
I mean,
And then after that, they repackaged him as the Eater of World Bray Wyatt, which was cool. He had Luke Harper. He had the Wyatt family. Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman came in. a little
Right,
bit.
they were all yeah. He came in a little later, but he was part of it. And then like they pushed that, and when the whole world wanted him, they just WWE dropped the ball.
well, because that was before my time. Again, I'll keep saying that, but I can obviously see
she's
the
a newbie.
impact that he made.
She's a newbie with wrestling.
But I can obviously
She's
see
watched Becoming Immortal with me.
Well, okay.
Yeah, and I'm watching all kinds of like side documentaries about all kinds of guys, all of them. So I know kind of the history, even though I'm just coming into it.
Right.
It's cool.
So,
It's interesting. I like learning about.
Like after that, they essentially buried him. They put him in a tag team with Matt Hardy, the Deleters of Worlds, and it was just it wasn't great. I mean, Bray Wyatt was amazing, but the tag team wasn't great. The creative wasn't great. There was nothing about it that was.
Is that
just,
when Bray Wyatt
"Bruh."
took over and made the the Funhouse?
The
thing?
Fiend? Yeah, the Firefly Funhouse. And
Yeah.
The Fiend. He did that.
So it was right after that shit then, the bomb shit, right? Like the tanking shit. Like
Well,
this isn't working, so let me come up with
No,
this.
that happened with the Eater of Worlds gimmick and the Deleter of Worlds gimmick. The Fiend got over. The Fiend and Firefly Funhouse, they got over extremely. They were the top selling merchandisers.
The moment he showed up and beat
Oh
Finn
my
Balor's ass, that was it.
It was
I remember it live.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was
Yeah.
a crazy thing.
Oh, cool.
And I mean,
don't know.
it was cool, but then they buried him. They just did a lot of weird stuff. They put him in a Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins. Now, Hell in a Cell Hell in a Cell is the match that like ends all feuds. It's like when
Right,
you
and
have
that's what CM Punk and Drew
and Drew
McIntyre are about
doing,
to do.
right?
Exactly.
And
Right,
the
I've
thing
never
is-
seen a Hell in a Cell match yet.
100%.
I don't think that I have.
I don't know that you have either. Remember when I showed you the Undertaker throwing Mick Foley off the
That's the
cage
greatest
Yes.
one ever.
and him choke slamming him through the cage to
Yes.
the mat?
Yes.
That was Hell in a Cell.
I have not seen a Hell in a Cell match besides that one that you showed me.
You'll get to see
Okay,
one that,
so,
you'll
but-
get to see one that Bad Blood.
Yeah.
that's for
The
sure.
thing is, there's no rules. There's you just beat the hell out of your opponent until one of you wins. And then they had this comical big ass mallet. They had a toolbox.
Yeah.
Out of everything that ever
Alexa
happens in a
Bliss
Hell in a
comes
Cell
out.
match, a toolbox was too much. So guess what? They called the Hell in a Cell match off over a toolbox. How do you call off a Hell in a Cell match? There's no rules. There's no limitations. There's nothing like that. And all of a sudden, you're just gonna call it
You
off.
talking
The
about
ref
when-
called
you
it
talking
off.
about when-
It
You talking about
abs-
when he beat him with a sledgehammer?
yeah, well, that
Like
mallet
that big ass
thing.
mallet he's
That was a
saying.
sledgehammer. It was a full mounted
We'll have to
sledgehammer.
fucking clip
It was a
these
comical
fucking-
mallet. It was I used to have the
I
blow
mean,
up
it's-
of the
yeah,
mallet,
I mean,
but
it's not metal. They're not gonna kill the person in real life. I mean,
But-
all this
Well,
trash.
yeah, they made a whole big thing out of it. And either way, they called it off as a no contest. How do you end a Hell in a Cell match as a no contest? There's no rules. There's no limitations. How do you call it off without somebody actually winning? You don't do that. X-Pac was backstage doing the live watch along, and he said, "What kind of ending was that?" They never invited X-Pac to do a watch along again.
Yeah.
Because he says, how the hell do you end a Hell in a Cell match like this?
Yeah.
And that's the absolute truth. It's how the hell do you end a Hell in a Cell match with a ref stoppage? Or unless it's because he's knocked out. If he's knocked out and he's not able to defend himself, something that would constitute a
Right.
win in a regular match.
But being a ref, you have the right to call a match when
The
you
way
see
you-
fit. If you need to call
Yeah.
a match, the only reason it got called is because of sledgehammer shot. And you see how many chairs were piled up on him before the shot even came.
Right.
And yeah, it may have been a mallet, but it's projected as a sledgehammer, just like the commentator said. Oh, he hit him with a sledgehammer.
Well,
It's
fucking
the whole
commentators
idea
are
of
always
it.
right. But
But that was just the beginning of the burial of the Fiend. Because then they made him lose to Goldberg. And then, I mean, it was
That's
just,
bullshit.
oh my God, it was just so much. You
I'm
had
like,
this
this guy's
on,
supposed to be the Undertaker. What the fuck are you doing?
right, you had this guy who was an unstoppable beast, and everybody
who
wanted
is
to,
what? The Fiend.
the
Bray
Fiend,
Wyatt.
right,
Right.
and everybody wanted to see him, and everybody wanted to see him win, and then you feed him to Seth Rollins with that stupid ass Hell in a Cell ending. You feed him to Goldberg. You have Randy Orton set him on fire on an Inferno match, which that's
And then
how
he
you
comes
win the
back.
match is by setting your opponent on fire. And then he comes back with this stupid burnt Fiend gimmick. Now he's not the Fiend,
And then
but
he
he's like,
transformed. Was it
yeah. Do you
WrestleMania?
remember that? Because that was during the pandemic
Yeah.
when they were able to do all that cinematic stuff.
Then
And
he
he's walking down the
transforms in
hallway.
entrance.
He's walking down the hallway. He's the burnt Fiend, but by the time he gets to the end of the tunnel,
He
he had
formed.
transformed into the regular Fiend.
Which is
again.
cool, but the match was stupid the way it ended. Like, Alexa Bliss came out with some black blood running down her head, and then he's like, and then Randy Orton hits him with an RKO, and
RKO is Randy Orton.
You got-
Crying out loud, he's
it
one of
wasn't
my
even a
faves.
good. The RKO's fine, but it's just the way the match flow was. It was not the way.
I mean, they
was
really
everyone was
buried-
like, "What the fuck just happened?"
They
Yeah.
really buried a guy who had so much momentum. Like, the
Ah.
Fiend had
And
so
then he-
much legs on him, and WWE just buried him, and then they fired him. And then they fired him because his contract was worth too much. But meanwhile, he's their top merch seller,
Yeah.
and he's pulling in so much money for the company. And they're like, your contract is too much. We gotta let you go. It's the pandemic, blah, blah, blah.
Okay,
this
and
that.
then where did he go after that, though?
He did nothing. He
He
sat
just-
home.
He just
Sit at
waited.
home,
And
tell
that's
him.
when he absolutely went
That's
insane.
when he
Go
came up with the
crazy.
new Uncle Howdy
Yeah.
stuff. That's when
Right,
he came
and then
up.
the
Right.
Firefly Funhouse.
And he came out
But
one day
didn't the-
just as Bray Wyatt. He didn't come out as the Fiend. He didn't come out as Firefly Funhouse Bray.
Well,
he
didn't
didn't
the
come out.
Fireflies
He just
come
came
from
out
the,
as Bray
the
Wyatt.
audience thing? Or was that his idea? Like,
That was his idea. The
and
Firefly
the
Funhouse was,
Firefly with the lights,
Yeah,
and then
it
they-
was the
all-
audience.
and then
That
all
was-
those.
That was all
fans did the
creative
Firefly
mind, right?
stuff.
Yeah.
That was all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
His mind.
No, I watched all of it. I watched all the fucking promos. I watched all of
The
it.
Fiend will go down. That shit was so.
That's why
good,
I'm
but
so like fond of the White Six,
WWE
because
fumbled the ball.
I wasn't there for it, but I feel like that I was, because I watched it, because he told me the stories, and he told me, and he showed me all the promos and all the Funhouse things.
Yeah, I showed her all the Funhouse segments,
Yeah,
man. I still
all
like
of
to go
them.
back and watch them sometimes. They're
The
great.
Fiend was good, man.
Yeah, it was really good. It was very entertaining.
And
I
then
liked it.
Roman Reigns took over for almost 4
Yeah,
years.
but it, so anyway, while Bray Wyatt was fired is when he came up with all this Wyatt Six stuff. You remember all the the QR codes and the White Rabbit and the going down the rabbit hole trying to search for him? That shit was awesome.
And
that
that's
shit
what
was
they're doing now
so
with the
much
White
fun.
Six.
Right, because they just released the QR code on Monday Night Raw where they have
I didn't watch it.
insinuated that there's going to be another female member to the Wyatt Six.
See,
Is
so
it
who's
gonna
that
be-
female gonna be?
It's
gotta be
gotta
Alexis Bliss. It's got
right?
to
And
be
I don't
Alexa
even
Bliss.
know anything about it, but that's gotta be.
It's
right?
got to be, yes, it has to be. She's been
You
shown.
don't think so? Who else would it be?
She's been shown in
She would be the only
videos.
woman.
It can't be
But there was
anybody else.
another podcast that we were.
Yeah,
listening
because
to, but who
because the
remember-
guy
I don't
really
even
liked
remember-
Tamina. He was
Oh,
just
Tamina.
joking.
I couldn't remember who
you
the
know
hell that
Tamina.
was.
Yeah,
And he was
I know.
just joking, but this guy has a real infinity for Tamina, so he always tries to insert her into
Tamina,
situations.
Another Anoa family member.
Yeah, she was somebody who wasn't ever given the popularity of her family because
her father, Jimmy Snuka.
It doesn't. Just because you're a fucking daughter or niece doesn't mean you're gonna do
Yeah,
well.
but you're in the
Okay.
business.
What about fucking?
Well, no, it's because some of them are charisma vacuums. Like,
Yeah,
Like
Tamina,
Natalia.
She was boring as shit.
Tamina was like that, and the same thing with Natalia. Natalia is an
Oh.
amazing wrestler. Don't let me take it
Yeah.
away from
She
her.
is.
She is technical as hell. She was the only woman to ever graduate the Heart Dungeon. She is an amazing wrestler.
But
She's
she's fucking white bread, man. She's
but she
fucking
ain't
boring.
got no fucking character.
But
She's
she
bad.
just won 2 matches in a row.
Yeah, but we'll see how far that goes.
She's won a lot of matches in a row, but she's still white bread.
Just now, she just won 2 matches in a row.
Right, after being an absolute loser for 10 years.
Only,
Ew, don't say it like
She's
that.
a jobber. That's what she is.
only thing she's good for is some peanut butter and jelly in between her.
You remember
white
she had
bread.
that weird ass farting gimmick?
Why? Drink a drink, please.
Do you remember Natalia had that weird ass farting gimmick where she would just be this girl who farts?
Yeah.
And oh my god, it was
That was
stupid.
a long time ago.
A long time ago, but
Oh,
she
no.
ain't been shit since then.
And she's
She lost
she's
it.
been in more matches and more main events.
Because
Not
she's
more
there
main
to
events, but more
lose.
wrestling
And I
matches
hate to
than any
say it
woman
like
in
that,
history.
but Jesus Christ.
All right, well
I
apparently
gotta excuse myself.
we're gonna be having some more drinks. Casper, I wanna. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Casper, while Casey's up for just a minute, let's talk to you about what your most memorable or inspirational a point in wrestling that really had an impact on you.
WrestleMania 24, Citrus Bowl, Undertaker Edge, main event.
Very good match.
I'll just leave it at that.
That's cool. All right, so a lot of my stuff is gonna be a little bit more vague. I take a lot of inspiration from wrestling, and I've got to say that if you can watch wrestling and not find inspiration,
You're
There's-
fucking retarded.
there's something wrong, because even if you list off really well-known popular superstars who have taken the babyface route, like let's say John Cena, I have at least 3 different John Cena towels that say never give up. I have a couple of John Cena merchandise, a
I
hat,
have no
a
John
t-shirt
Cena merchandise.
that says hustle, loyalty, and respect. There's no better way to find inspiration than from that. I'm gonna go to Ring of Honor with the Briscoe brothers. I loved the Briscoes. They were amazing.
Were they like?
I like Mark Briscoe.
Were they like Briscoe's kids?
No, they
No?
they were no. They had nothing to do with
They just call themselves the Briscoes.
They were the Briscoes. That's their name.
That was their last name. Too?
Yeah.
They're non-related.
They weren't the Briscoe brothers. They couldn't do that because of the Briscoe brothers.
Yeah.
But they were just the Briscoes. Jay Briscoe died last year, so Mark Briscoe is now in AEW Ring of Honor because I'm not sure if you know that AEW bought Ring of Honor not too long ago.
And he's doing amazing.
And Mark Briscoe I think he's the Ring of Honor World Champion. I think he might be part of their tag champions right now. So Mark Briscoe is doing good, which I fucking feel for, because when his brother Jay was alive, like this belt here, that is the Jay Briscoe custom belt. In fact, it's from when he was the Ring of Honor champion.
I don't know what this fool doing. He's grabbing the belt right now.
Yeah.
He's pulling down the title.
So
Shit's getting serious.
I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, which is Capco Championship Belts. If you have
any desire
for
have a belt
merchandising, this guy makes some beautiful belts. I will show more of them off in the future. This is my Jay Briscoe belt that I bought from Capco Championship Belts after Jay Briscoe died because I really liked the Briscoes.
Here you go.
And I just think Jay Briscoe was amazing. But when Jay Briscoe was alive, he got world championships like this. And Mark never quite reached that potential.
But he is now.
But now that Jay had died and everybody, and he got into Mark Briscoe got into AEW, he has been pushed. Yeah, but that's okay. He's a funny ass guy, man. His character is good. He's like all hype like the 80s wrestlers. He like gets really excited when he fucking does promos,
He
man.
reminds me very much of my cousin, and it jollies me.
Was your cousin a wrestler?
My cousin was not a wrestler.
Oh,
He's
okay.
just a
He should've
thuggish
been a
guy,
wrestler.
thuggish guy that has a bad attitude from South Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And Mark and Jay Briscoe are from
Basically,
like Delaware or something.
Like
so
Jersey Shore guys.
it's kind of not Jersey Shore, not Jersey Shore. No.
No GTL, no
Jersey
JTL
Shore,
laundry.
Jersey Shore people were from fucking Poughkeepsie, upstate New York. So it's not the
I
same.
gotta go get my GTL on, guys. GTL laundry.
But Mark,
I don't know what that means.
nonetheless,
Shore,
Mark
baby.
Briscoe is actually doing well.
All right, so next point. Sorry, I
kind
didn't
of
mean
forgot where I was going, to be honest with you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off or nothing, but
She
But,
redirected
inspiration in wrestling. So Jay Briscoe and Mark Briscoe had this thing, the sting for their entrance music. It said, "Reach for the sky, boy."
yeah.
And the whole "reach for the sky" thing has always gotten me. If you look over there, the fucking big thing on the whiteboard says "reach for the sky," and that's why. And the other thing below that says "control your narrative," which is an EC3 thing. If you know Ethan Carter III in NXT,
He
came over
doesn't
to
know, my love.
he came over to NXT as EC3 and even made a main roster debut as EC3 for a little while.
But I like the word.
EC3.
I like the word.
Words are
So
great,
the
yeah.
control your narrative.
Reach for the sky. That reminds me of someone in the 1700s getting robbed.
That's right. The other day I saw. No, the other day when I seen him at Circle K when I was with Vito, that's exactly what I went over to his car window. I said, "Stick him up."
Goofy asses.
What's the other thing over there?
Control your narrative.
Control your
I
narrative.
like that shit. That's gangster right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Control your
because
narrative.
everybody has the ability to control their narrative. As long as you know that what you're acting on is pure and you're doing the things that you want to do and you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, can't nobody take that from you. You are controlling your narrative. EC3 was fired from WWE.
Yeah,
That's
fight for your right to party.
right. EC3 was fired from WWE and he started the whole control your narrative promotion, which I guess they thought might have been something that can compete with WWE, but it's never been close.
No.
Braun Strowman was a part of Control Your Narrative for a while. Austin Aries was a part of Control Your Narrative for a while.
Nothing of this.
So anyway, I mean, Control Your Narrative is a big thing. The last time I drove my silver Eclipse that's in the garage that I'm
Not an Eclipse, RX-8.
Oh, I'm sorry, the RX-8 that I am.
He's a Fast and Furious driver, guys.
That
He does all
go ahead,
kinds-
say what you gotta say, woman.
No.
He does all kinds of stuff.
So I'm swapping
He
out
likes
the engine. I'm
speed-
trying
he
to
likes
build this
speed
car,
racer.
but the very last thing I ever did with this car was go to Orlando to watch a Control Your Narrative event, and I got pictures next to Braun Strowman and EC3. There was a bunch of a couple of the oh man, I can't remember the name of the faction all of a sudden. They got a lot of heat because Jackson Riker said some weird stuff.
I don't know any of these people. Okay, so what did we just watch
But
the
Killian
other day?
Dane was there.
I don't
There
know
was
who
a lot
that
of
is
people.
either.
What did we watch the other day? TNA?
When we were watching I think it was maybe NXT, maybe when CM Punk was crossed over and now he's going to be the fucking...
So, I know we're
He's
like
going to be the guest referee for, I think, Trick versus...
Trick versus...
Trick Williams.
Yeah,
Yes.
Trick versus Ethan?
Yeah,
Page.
Ethan Page. See?
Doesn't that
Yeah.
guy wear high boots?
Who?
I have
swore
no-
last time I saw that dude on TV, he had some like stiletto boots on.
Who,
Like,
Trick or
yeah,
Ethan Page?
Trick.
Trick is dressed kind of crazy. I mean,
Bro.
he's a black guy that, you know, I shouldn't have said that because it's
I'm
not
a
that
black guy too, and
But
then
he's-
got on goddamn fucking.
he
stiletto
has
boots.
that amped up attitude. And I mean, it's
a lot
cool
of them
and all.
wear like a lot of high fashion shit. Like when they wear the fucking see, I'm wearing like short pants. These are short, but this is okay.
Oh, you're
for
talking about
women.
Ethan Page now.
This is okay
Ethan
for
Page
women.
wears those new fashion suits
But
that have
it's
like
not-
in fucking loafers with
It's
no
not
goddamn socks.
No
necessarily-
ankles. Your ankles just be showing.
Your ankles, there's no socks. It's just like
And like clam digger
dress
pants,
shoes, like
dude.
and like the pants are very tight and they're very short and that's fine. That's fine if that's what you like. Cool. Yeah.
Man, this is called putting on a show.
It is, and they all have it. And I mean, Ethan Page's ego era,
Yeah,
right?
everyone-
So,
Yeah, ego era.
So,
Better
I
than the
mean-
whoop that era. But I'll tell you what, because a lot of people don't know Ethan Page before he came to NXT.
I don't know
If
who
you
the
never
hell he
watched
is either.
TNA or Impact,
All right.
then you wouldn't because
Right. Sorry.
what's up?
Nothing. I was just going to change subject again.
So Ethan Page was a big player in
So
TNA.
what I gotta do if I gotta take a piss while I'm recording?
Just go, man.
just go, and I'm
I
thinking
gotta
about,
go take a piss, everybody.
and I'm
I'll
thinking
be
about
right
going
back.
right over there to smoke a
got this.
cigarette. So I'll wait
All right,
till
so
he
I'll
gets
talk
back.
for a little while about something that I guess means a lot to me, since I will be riding this solo for just a second. You're good, man.
You're itchy?
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
Oh.
The little styrofoam
Oh
thing?
yeah. Hey,
Hey,
if you're gonna get up, can you get a bottle of water, please?
for you?
Oh, just for us to share. I just need a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't think you were literally gonna get up right then. It's okay.
But I have no idea what the heck you're talking about, so I can't
Alright, I guess nobody else is gonna know what I'm talking about, but when Ethan Page was in TNA, he kinda had a thing going with Josh Alexander, Josh Alexander himself later on became the world champion in TNA, and when he first came in, he was in a tag team with Ethan Page, the North, that was it, the North. They were the North, and they were tag team champions, and Ethan Page had done a lot for TNA, and as somebody, nobody else here will have followed TNA, just me. I followed TNA for a long time. I had quite a few years where I just stayed at home and didn't do much, and wrestling was my life. I literally watched wrestling every night of the week. Every WWE show, every NXT show, every AEW show when that became a thing. And every TNA show before AEW became a thing, and afterwards as well. I watched a lot, so I've known Ethan Page for quite a while, and when he came over to NXT, I was really excited to see it. I'm really stoked that he became the champion so quick, because I know how good he was, except for that last match where it was Ethan Page versus Karate Man, which if you know anything, it's Ethan Page versus Ethan Page, because Ethan Page is both gimmicks. So it was like a cinematic match. It was during lockdown and when all that cinematic stuff was becoming popular. But it did not quite live up to the standards. Apparently TNA edited the match in a way that Ethan Page didn't really appreciate, and it ended up being kind of stupid. But having Ethan Page over in NXT, I've always realized how good he is. Even though he was like the scumbag that everybody in the audience hated, he was good at that. And now that he's in NXT, he's also being good at that. Nobody likes him, but he's the champion. And I think coming up at the next thing where he faces Trick Williams, I really think that Trick Williams is going to get the championship back from Ethan Page. I think Ethan Page's little experiment with him has gone well, but I think that the audience and the crowd,
They want Trick.
they really want Trick.
Whoop that Trick.
They really want Trick. So I think that is where this is going.
With his big ass high heel boots.
You remember Velveteen Dream?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm tell you what, that kid had so much talent and he threw it away. There was all that stuff with the speaking out movement. I think that's what it was. And somebody had accused him of being with an underage girl, and he just never quite recovered from it. Because no, and it wasn't because whether or not he was. It's because, and I'm not trying to say either way on that. To be honest with you, I don't know the situation. I just kind of know what I've heard. But when
if that's the case, bro, once you get accused of something like that, it kind of just taints everything, man.
Yeah, but it wasn't even the accusations that really got to him, because when the accusations first started, NXT still used him, but it was during the pandemic and the pandemic era. And do you remember the Thunderdome, where anybody in the world can come on
Thunderdome,
where anybody in the world can come on screen and show their face in the Thunderdome? You know what I mean? Because all you had to do was have a computer and a camera, and you could be part of the Thunderdome. You know what I mean? Your face could be on one of the LED screens in the crowd. So multiple people were holding up. They were getting on the Thunderdome live, and they were holding up signs in front of their camera that said "Fire Velveteen Dream." So it was all because of that. It wasn't because they didn't find any. According to the WWE's investigation, they didn't find any actual corroboration for any of the things that were being thrown at him. But meanwhile, they had all their fans doing this.
Once that gets thrown at you, that you banging underage chicks, that's it. You're done.
Yeah,
that's
I guess
you're
that's
out
true.
Of commission, bro. That's the wrong thing. Don't do that.
How about we go back to WWE and get some of those points, like Rhea and Jay, or the Terror Twins, or...
All right, so you want to talk about that?
Yeah,
what sounds good? Okay, so...
The only thing that matters is Roman Reigns.
And Roman Reigns and Cody. Yeah, we the ones. Yeah, I
What's
got
up?
it.
All right, yeah, you see, I got the Bloodline hat.
Let's talk about that Georgia
Oh,
Tech
wrong
feel.
way. We the ones.
Let's
Woo!
talk about that Georgia Tech feel. Cody
All right,
Rhodes,
so
Roman
yeah,
Reigns on the 50-yard line of Georgia Tech.
Yeah, that was
Football
a pretty
field.
badass promo, whatever it was.
This is my city. This is my home.
But Cody too, though.
Yeah, that was Cody.
Yo,
Roman was like, "This is my
Oh,
field. I
Yeah,
played
yeah,
here."
yeah.
All I know is the Triple H Levesque era of wrestling is fucking amazing.
Well, nobody can deny that. Since Vince McMahon has stepped down and Triple H,
Freaking God.
once again,
he was so successful.
WWE is, like you said earlier to me personally, and John Cena said live on TV, WWE is the hottest ticket in town. They've had so many sellouts, they've had so many this, so many that. WWE has definitely started to heat up. They are definitely gotten hot since Triple H has taken over.
I would say way hot.
Way hot.
Way hot.
Everybody
Super
wants to
hot.
see the WWE.
Yeah.
We couldn't even get
Because
house show
there's-
tickets because they were so expensive.
Yeah.
There's so
Non-televised
much
house
collaboration
shows.
House
between
shows
the
expensive,
sports
bro.
people.
They're the fun. They're
Yeah,
what's fun.
yeah,
House
that's
shows are
good.
fun.
House shows are
The ones
good.
Yeah,
The-
we went to a couple.
we went to a house show and Seth Rollins was
Like
dancing
2
around in a
years.
ring. Stuff he wouldn't do if you were
Yeah.
on TV, man. It was just a lot of
cool.
fun.
It was cool to see, especially me being a newbie. I never fucking experienced that shit before, so it was cool to see it
Yeah, house shows
live.
are the shit.
Yeah.
Where it's not televised and they just go off.
Let's
And they
go.
just have fun, man. They just have fun because they don't have those scripts to uphold or whatever.
Yeah, goofy ass.
They could just have fun and mess with the crowd and shout at the crowd and stuff like that. I love it.
It's
All right,
the shit.
so do you think because of the animosity, I will say, between Cody and Roman, and the history between Cody and Roman, do you think they're gonna actually work together, or
Yes.
For
a
yeah,
minute?
I mean, the answer is yes.
For
this,
a minute, but Roman also made it known that he's gonna take back what is his.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
But he has to get to this bridge to get to that bridge.
Well, do you think that Solo Sikoa and the fucking
No, it's gonna
Jacob?
be chaos. At the end of
Yeah, it's gonna be a mess.
all of this right now.
It already is.
All this is leading up to Survivor Series War Games, where we're going to see the Bloodline War Games.
Versus the original
There's
Bloodline.
going to be
There's
literally
no
family
original
versus family.
Bloodline
yes,
anymore.
There is.
No, there
You're
is.
you're going to
because
see Roman. You're going to see Jay. You're going to see Jimmy. You're going to see possibly Sami Zayn.
It's got to be.
That's
Going
what
against-
he keeps saying.
Going against Solo. But then you had The Rock.
Solo, the
Then
Tongas,
you had The
and
Rock.
Jacob.
The
Yeah,
Rock
yeah.
is coming back in.
Yeah, he
Okay,
might be a part of it
Supposedly-
too. Yeah, I didn't even
supposedly
think
his
about that.
schedule's been
Well,
freed up.
WWE has also signed Hikuleo and Zillow Fatu.
It's
They're
going-
not there yet.
They're
It's-
not there
it's
yet,
gonna be
but
interesting.
they might to make Survivor Series a
Zilla
5-on-5
Vatu-
match. They might.
Zilla Vatu and
Is
Braun
green as
Breaker-
shit.
I think Zilla Vatu and Braun Breaker are going to be a fucking feud.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Well,
Braun Breaker's doing
Oh
amazing.
yeah,
Braun Breaker
Jay
is
Uso.
doing
I love
amazing.
Jay Uso,
But
but
they're
he
going
is not
back-
gonna beat Braun Breaker.
No,
No,
bullshit.
no.
I believe that he is.
No.
I love Jay Uso, and Jay Uso is going to give it to him
No.
because Jay Uso gives it to
because
him.
Braun Breaker is
just
the new
as
Brock
hard.
Lesnar, kind of.
Nah.
I think Jay Uso deserves it.
I think Jay is up for it. Just
If
like
he-
we were
if
talking
he
about
wins
earlier
the
with
championship-
LA Knight.
If Jay wins the championship, I'm eating for like 24 hours straight, just going like this around everywhere. In town.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna see it on football fields. You're gonna see it in baseball games.
We
That
already
Yeet thing is
do.
gonna get popular. But
I love that he switched pink, and I'm
But
just
I I just don't see them taking
the
the
from
title
Braun.
from Braun this
No,
soon.
He's too fucking
He's only
monster.
just won it, and he's this.
Jay
But
doesn't
he's
need a
also
title.
green, like you were talking about green these other people.
But Jay doesn't need a title to beat Jay Uso. He's
No,
main
he
event.
doesn't, but he does-
doesn't need it. Him and Rhea Ripley captured the fucking universe right now.
Oh, I
would
definitely think.
say,
Yeah, I
would
Everyone's
say.
just waiting for that moment.
No, but I called it months in advance.
So
my guy.
yeah, so to put some context here, when all of this stuff was going down and Rhea was still with Dominic,
with the Judgment Day and then
And
Liv
everything
came
was still
in
good.
And fucking Rhea had to
Casey
go
here
away,
said
blah,
that
blah,
Jay
blah.
and
Like,
Rhea
I
were
know
gonna be a thing.
This is
And
gonna
then
be
when Rhea and Damian separated from Judgment Day and they became the Terror Twins, and then Damian needed a partner, and she's like, "Oh, I know a guy. Let me." It turned out to be
it's
Jay.
right.
It
I'm
just
it's gonna be
seems like
Jey
this
Uso.
is where
It's
we're
gonna
going.
be Jey Uso.
Jay-
Like,
Jay had showed so much
Yes.
interest in Rhea when he was like, "Hey, where's your girl? Oh, hey, this He was making so much obvious.
No, and then Finn Balor comes in. Oh, this is
I'm the
out of your
reason.
league or something. He says, "I'm like, come on, I like Finn
I'm out of
Balor.
your league.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like Finn, and Rhea fucking denied it. Absolutely. Did you see her face? Did you see her body fucking language? Come on.
She wants
I
some,
mean-
she wants some of that wild Samoan.
She wants
Uh,
Jey Uso for
Dude,
sure.
it has been. I mean, anyway, the point is that she called this months ago between Jay and
I
Rhea.
knew it too months
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called it a long time ago. I'm like, that's gonna be the thing. Once
It's
they start
gonna be
doing
a
the
thing.
whole Dawn thing with the
Yeah. All right, so let's we'll talk about the Judgment Day in just a minute. Let's refocus back to the Bloodline as that was our thing. So
Alright.
Survivor Series is coming up.
Is Survivor Series
Blood
before
Game-
or after Blood Games?
War
That's what I
Games?
want.
No,
Bloodline.
Wait. I'm getting mixed up. What is it? What's the name?
Bad Blood is October 5th. So just for you guys listening, October 5th is going to be our first really official video. We're going to do a live watch along for Bad Blood. We're going to be watching it on the big TV with the stereo system, and then we're just going to have a camera like this focused. Our kids will be involved. We're just
That's
going to...
3 hours, bro. I don't think a lot
Yeah,
of people
well,
wanna see that.
this is gonna be a lot of
You know,
time.
we're going... It's already like 10 after 12. We've been going for almost an hour already.
Yeah.
Happy
But
birthday.
watching a show and doing that 3 hours out.
Well, the thing is, we don't really have to talk about everything. Everything is going to be about the live reactions at that point. We're going to be seeing what's going on. People are going to see us seeing what's going on. And people are going to see us reacting to what's happening live on screen. It's not going to be a bunch of us talking. Of course, we
We're
can
gonna
talk to
banter
each other
back
and
and
banter about what's going on. But it's
So-
not going to be us
So
paying
these
attention
people are
to
gonna
the
get
live
so
stream.
they're gonna get to see me drunk.
Yes.
What do you mean? They're going to
They're
see
seeing
you
you drunk
drunk
right
now.
now.
We're having
They're
drinks.
seeing us drinking right now.
They're
babe.
like 3 hours of drinking. Like I'm a drink. I'm like
That's cool,
Right?
man.
Yeah,
And
no,
once
and we're
again,
probably supposed to-
later on, these will be the type of videos that we post for Patreon.
exclusive content.
We're not gonna be, because when we get Patreon going, we're gonna have some exclusive content. You're gonna see us drinking like we are tonight and just having a good time. It won't have to follow any YouTube standards. It won't have to follow any guidelines. It'll just be
we
all
haven't
of
gotten
us
there yet.
having fun, and but stay tuned for Patreon and stuff like that. Right now, what's up, dog?
see your pen.
What?
Yeah, see your pen.
Oh yeah, give me just a second.
What,
I'm
a
not
pen
quite...
or?
No, my bear, my Luca
Okay,
bear.
well, all right.
We're still talking about the bloodline.
We're talking about the bloodline. Okay, Solo versus OTC or only
It's gonna be a
Trouble
tag match.
right. Cody and Roman alliance, right?
We're going to get Solo and Jacob Fatu.
And Fatu, right?
And Fatu's the man. Fatu is the man.
He is insane.
The Samoan werewolf.
big dog. Here you go.
The
He is
Samoan werewolf.
Yeah,
Samoan
he's
werewolf.
absolutely insane. Yes, a werewolf. That will perfectly describe him, and that's how he has
That-
been described. All right, next. All right, we already talked about the Wyatt Six. How about Gunther and Sammy or LA Knight?
Yeah.
Who gets-
Yeah.
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 Okay, so LA Knight. Once again, I'm gonna go back and talk about stuff that I would probably be the only one here that knows about.
Right, so-
TNA Impact. LA Knight was so charismatic.
No, bro, I think
He
it's
was
dead.
no, you gotta turn it on. There you go.
There you
Back in business.
go.
LA Knight was then Eli Drake, and in case anybody hasn't noticed,
We all know.
he still throws up the Eli hand signal.
Like,
He was
it's
also
like this.
Dupree.
Yes.
Renee.
Yeah. What? No,
Yeah.
Maxine Dupree. Or
Maxine.
Max Dupree.
Max Dupree and Maxine.
Renee Dupree was
Renee
somebody
Dupree.
completely different. You remember
I know
Renee
that,
Dupree?
and I wasn't there for it.
Okay. So, Eli Drake on the Independency, NWA, TNA, all of these independent and even somewhat major promotions that he worked for. What a character. He was always the best. I remember the I showed you the Shoes of a Champion. Oh man, the Shoes of a Champion promo was great.
Remember.
He came out, it was around Christmas, man. He came out on NWA Power. He's got a whole bottle of champagne in his hand. He's drinking. And he's like, he goes into his typical, hey, let me talk to you. Yeah,
Let me talk to you.
His promos, right? And then somewhere he was like, I don't care if it, he goes off. He says, you see these shoes? Shoes of a champion. He goes, you see this? Now, mind you, he's come out with a bottle of champagne that he's obviously been drinking. He sees,
I remember this.
You see these shoes? Shoes of a champion. You see this jacket? Shoes of a champion. And then he starts talking. He says, wait, did I just say shoes of a champion? He starts laughing and he's, yeah. In the end, I don't care if it's 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 22-on-1, 102-on-1. He's like, Eli Drake, and he goes into his big thing, and then he starts singing Christmas carols with the guys on NWA Power, and he's totally stealing the scene.
I do remember you showing me
Oh my god, what a great promo. If you guys have not ever seen the Eli Drake Shoes of a Champion promo from NWA Power, go and look it up. It is amazing. It's an amazing promo.
Yeah, I ain't never seen it, dog.
I'll have to show it to you, dude, because it is amazing. So, LA Knight, or Eli Drake comes into NXT, becomes LA Knight. LA Knight gets way over, even though he's older than a lot of the guys. He has way more experience, way more of a veteran than anybody else in NXT. He's not young, he's not hip. He is hip and cool, but he's not. He's older.
He's the older guy that wanted to get into wrestling.
He seems like he's older, but how old do you think that he is? Because this is one of my first questions.
Than me.
Bullocks. I thought he was older than me. This is one of my very first questions about LA Knight. Guess how old he is? 40. Just like you, just like me.
No way.
Yes,
yeah, he's been in wrestling for longer than you know, because he was on the independents and doing all that shit.
40? He's 40?
He's 40,
yeah,
man.
He's gotten
WWE.
Yeah. He was one of the guys that the wrestling scene said would never get into WWE.
And now
he's so charismatic. He's such a character. He has so much charisma.
And
his charisma is crazy.
He's a white rock.
Mm.
Oh,
and that's what a lot of people.
Yes, I thought that too.
A lot of people have compared him to being the next Rock, and absolutely, he gets on a microphone and people listen. He's electrifying. He's enticing.
I don't know if he'll reach being the next Rock, but he's LA Knight.
Absolutely not.
So he gets
it's LA Knight, so.
He gets repackaged on the main roster as Max Dupree, which I'll tell you what, he gave his all to. He didn't fucking say, hey, this is stupid. Hey, I can't do this.
That was Vince McMahon doing it.
Yeah, no, it absolutely was. And he absolutely gave his all. Max Dupree. Max Dupree. Max Dupree. No. Max Dupree. Right. Oh my god, so stupid. But he gave it his all.
Gay.
It was so
super gay. It doesn't matter whether gay, straight, blah blah blah. But I really like the whole gimmick between fucking Chad Gable, who was being the absolute asshole to his Alpha Academy, and then they were just like, no, fuck you, buddy, I've had enough of your shit, and then now he's in American Made because he can't control Otis or...
Well, they finally had enough of his crap.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's why the White Six is being involved.
They were the beaten mule that had enough.
Right, because he was doing wrong. And the White Six has to rectify or make right.
Oh, so you think all of that stuff between him treating Alpha Academy
bad
has everything to do with why the Wyatt Six are targeting him?
Absolutely, because
that is kind of deep. I would have never thought of it like that.
Because they are so
Karma-ish.
Yeah,
in
that's what they
tune.
do. That's literally what the story script's saying.
Thank you.
Like,
That's what I feel
you do bad, then they're gonna attack you.
You be a fucking douche.
Yeah.
And not, you know, and I'm gonna be your karma. That's what the
It's
United
all
States
about
is gonna be.
character.
Cool. I dig it. I never thought about it like that, but I dig
Well,
it.
he was being an absolute asshole.
Yeah, that's
to
what-
Otis, to what's the? I'm sorry.
Akira Tozawa.
He's like a false prophet.
Tozawa,
A
and then
false prophet.
Maxine Dupree.
Maxine Dupree,
A false
and
prophet.
then right treating them like shit.
Yeah, that's why they came out. They said
Right.
false prophet.
Yeah, there you go. All right. See, and that's why.
Yeah, no, I mean, I dig it. Sounds totally legit.
It is legit. That's how it happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, we have really talked across a lot of topics
A lot
without
of shit.
singling anyone out.
I mean, a little
I think
bit
it's about
of
time we end this podcast there.
We probably should.
We've got just
Gunther and Sammy.
no, we kind of talked about that.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
I don't want Sammy to win the title.
I want Sammy to win the title.
Well, Sammy
against
is
Gunther.
definitely not winning. He was
He's
the
such
one
a
that
whiny bitch.
he's the one that beat Gunther for the Intercontinental.
Yeah.
He's
No,
not going
I
to beat him for the
know.
World
He's
Champion.
not gonna beat
It's
him.
just
Okay,
not going to
then why
happen.
is Sammy trying so hard? That's what I want.
Because they
it's
want
good
you to believe
storyline.
that he can.
It's all about
Bill.
believing.
They want you to believe that Sammy can because
He's not.
he's the only person
So
to
they're
beat
getting
Gunther so
over-
far.
So they're
Sammy's such a
getting over
whiner.
on me.
They're working
getting
you,
over,
yes,
yeah,
they're
getting
working
over,
you.
It's
They're
getting,
working me.
they're messing with your emotional
Because they
strength.
say, oh
Which
man,
it works.
Sammy beat him for the Intercontinental Championship.
I know.
And
beat
he's
him
the
for the
only
world.
person to beat Gunther on the main roster at all. So
Right.
let's do this and let's put him together for the World Championship,
Not
even
gonna
though
work.
Gunther just won it. Gunther is not losing that title this early. It's as simple as that.
She
All right,
ain't
Sammy-
working.
Okay, that's fine. That's all good and fucking fine. All right,
It
well,
ain't
what about
happening.
KO? What's going on with KO? That's what KO is
It's-
leaning like this. He's like a fucking
Yeah,
metronome. He's like, oh, I got you. Oh, I don't got you. I got you. I don't got you. And Randy Orton.
You probably just think Randy Orton's hot.
I mean, I
Like
think
every
he's a
woman in
great
the world.
wrestler. Yeah, he's all right. His
I mean, God, Randy Orton is hot. What do you mean?
face is a little bit weird, but I mean, he's a great wrestler. I think KO is a great wrestler.
Randy
I think
Orton-
KO is
Sami
good.
Zayn's a
Randy
great
Orton
wrestler.
is the greatest naturally talented WWE star to ever wrestle in that company.
He's
He
amazing.
makes it just look like it's
Nothing.
His size
He
lately.
just
nothing. His
Not
whole
like
career,
this.
like nothing.
he looks like a
No,
little
that's
fucking boy here.
Legend Killer Randy
Legend
Orton. That's
Killer.
from a long time ago. That
He's
cup.
a little fucking boy right here.
Yeah. Now he's a grown ass man.
And he still gets the fucking job done no matter
The
what.
current Randy Orton looks like he ate that Randy Orton.
Very much.
or something. I don't know. All right, I was just trying to like
Okay.
any, like closing
Yeah,
anything.
let's close it.
Yeah. No, I just want to talk about one last thing before we close. The return of CM Punk to WWE.
It's true.
Because
And I will point out that we already touched on this a little
I thought
bit.
you were
but
gonna
go
say
on.
the return of the Undertaker. I got my hopes up.
I don't see that coming back as more than just.
Isn't the
um,
Undertaker
not-
like 70 something?
Yeah, he's an old ass
That was a
dude.
joke. He's not gonna come wrestle. He's too old for
And
this.
CM Punk and The Undertaker had the
But he
match
can
of the
still-
night at WrestleMania X7.
My favorite wrestler, by the way, the Undertaker of all time.
All time.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's a good pick.
Undertaker, Undertaker is on like the Mount Rushmore wrestling. There's
Oh.
4 people: Undertaker, Ric Flair, Hulk
Woo!
Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's a
Hulk
good.
Hogan, no.
That's
Yes.
yeah. Well, I mean, you
Hulkamania
can't.
changed. That's why
He's
everyone,
a douchebag. Don't get me wrong. Forgive
Hulkamania
you. I love
changed
you,
the
Hulk.
world.
Whatever.
Everybody was saying their prayers and eating their vitamins.
But I mean, he turned out to be a real jackass
And The
in
Rock
some
would
situations.
be the president.
But his
Shawn Michaels-
contribution
Shawn
to
Michaels would
the
be the vice
industry
president.
cannot be
Shawn
taken from him.
Michaels, you know, Shawn Michaels, but
Right, Shawn Michaels too. He was
He's
another one that was a
So you
complete
said-
asshat, but you
The Rock would
couldn't.
be the
You
president.
could,
But
not
he's in
anymore.
charge now.
Not anymore. But
Yeah,
at a
for
point in
NXT.
time, man, he was a complete asshat. Nobody wanted to work with him.
He
He
was
was
a
a
douchebag.
just like
He
anybody
was
else that
political.
was
That's because he
fucking
was all on them drugs.
very
and all that stuff
fucking
back then.
famous and on fucking drugs and doing whatever the hell they want, having
Yeah,
women and
that's what happened.
fast lives. Like,
Right. Well, I mean, it was.
I know about the fast life.
I know a little bit about the past
I
life.
know about the fast life people. Why?
So I
Well,
mean, but any of those people you just mentioned could be on the Mount Rushmore. I mean, we'll have to do a top 10 video of who we think are
The best
our best
ever.
wrestlers of all time, and we'll
Okay,
have to do like
well-
a top 10 video
Alright,
on that.
number one wrestler right now. Who's your favorite of all time?
Right now,
Ever, it doesn't matter. Just who is your favorite
Male
wrestler
or
of all time?
female?
It doesn't matter. Your favorite wrestler of all time.
I don't know. I'd have a hard time choosing
Undertaker.
between Bret Hart and Edge.
Undertaker.
I still think Bret Hart was way before his time and amazing, and he had so much technical ability in WWF, a promotion that didn't really value technicality. Him and Owen, man, that was such a match.
God bless Owen.
Yeah, and I mean, what a match that was when Owen beat him. Man, what a match. And it was two technical people from the same family going at it. And it was a match. But other than that, like, that technical style of wrestling wasn't big. Everybody wanted the big shock, the big the big move. Everybody wanted that.
they didn't
But
want to
these
see
guys
it.
were technical masters. And for that, I'll always love Bret Hart. But Edge was the most showy guy that I favorite. He was the more... he didn't talk for the first... When he came in for the Brood, he didn't talk at all.
WrestleMania 24 for the
Mhm.
title.
And do you remember how much everybody was waiting for him to talk? And then the first time he talked, the way the crowd popped, man, it was amazing.
Yeah, it was
Edge
good
was
shit.
so good.
I remember when he talked for the first time. It was on Thursday Night SmackDown.
Yeah. But
After
man,
he had made his
and
turn against
all the women
Brood.
were fucking in love with him. And then when they heard him talk, man, you could just see it. It was bad.
The rated R.
I mean,
Superstar.
the rated R super. What the hell was that?
your belt, I think.
Oh.
Stars
we
in your
dropped.
eyes,
We
kinda
dropped
thing.
the title.
We're a little bit buzzed. Not. Oh, I thought you said we drunk.
We
I
dropped-
we
dropped
dropped
the
it.
title. I
We
dropped.
dropped.
All right,
the
so-
I
title.
dropped the title.
All right, I'm gonna bring us back into focus for a second.
Are you?
Yeah, if nobody minds,
we-
because we
I
could
mean,
talk
I
about
thought
this
I
last
would-
topic.
Okay.
Where are you from? What would? Okay, so CM Punk quit WWE in 2013,
Because he's
2014.
an emotional bitch.
What were your
Well-
feelings about him then?
He's an emotional bitch.
So when
Well,
he
there you
left
go.
WWE, did you see him as a hero, as somebody who spoke as the voice of the voiceless?
No, I just saw him as CM Punk being a whiny bitch. I love him
Well-
to death, but I'm like, you
I
just
mean,
being
I
whiny.
like
I'm
CM Punk now.
He gets in his feel. I understand that because I've been in that spot in my life. Like, I get it. You're like,
See, it's relatable.
But at the same time, like, I'm not the kind of person to do that. Like, I'm going to be like, all right.
And yeah, but I'd much rather see CM Punk win Hell in the Cell than fucking Drew McIntyre, because I think he is a whiny bitch baby.
I mean, he is, but he's also justified.
But
with
it's
his
only
whining.
through CM Punk. He's never been a whiny bitch until CM Punk came along. He's never been a whiner.
I've never seen it, so
Well,
I
the
have
pipe
nothing
bomb.
to base it on.
Okay,
I forgot.
So
you're a
the pipe bomb promo was about how WWE treated him unfair. In
he said the
all
quote.
That's
realistic,
his fucking narrative every time. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. You are a big ass, cut ass, good looking guy. You
got
can
his ass-
easily
Who
beat
got his ass
people,
whooped in the UFC for trying to be a fighter?
and you just
did.
continuously lose. Like, what is your problem?
okay, so
You ain't Brock
The thing
Lesnar.
is,
You ain't
when-
Bobby Lashley.
when he was going through all of that stuff at his exit of WWE, I felt like he was the voice of the voiceless. He was the savior
CM
of
Punk.
yes.
Okay.
No. Because you gotta understand all the shit
so
that he
is the
was
Monday
saying
Night
about
So was the
WWE.
Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins. So whatever.
Yeah. But I still have Murphy the Disciples shirt.
It was so
I don't know
fucking
what that
gay.
means.
Okay,
Well, whatever.
so when because all of that stuff was actually happening, he was creatively stifled, and he wasn't allowed to do the stuff that he thought he should do.
Why do you think he has a bad attitude?
Right, no, but that's what I'm saying. WWE genuinely treated him bad at that point. They didn't recognize.
Talking about CM Punk,
yes,
right?
they didn't recognize that he was sick. They made him wrestle while he was sick. They kept feeding him Z-Packs, and he ended up shitting his pants one night.
Yeah, you just told me that the other day.
Yeah, because he was on so much Z-Pack. And, I mean, they really treated him bad, so you had to sympathize for it.
So is he not supposed to be upset? That is the fucking character. Like, to be Punk is to be fucking rebellious.
You chose to live this lifestyle. Fucking own it.
Right, and that's not what I'm saying.
And he couldn't handle it? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is at that point, I was with him. I was saying, yo, you're right. I'm on board. Everything that you're saying. He went on Cole Cabana's podcast. He told the whole story.
Cole Cabana.
Hi, Cole Cabana.
So he told his whole story and the whole thing about the lawsuit and everything. And you just felt for him because everything he was saying actually, I mean, if you got a long time.
Anyways, go on. I don't have a long time. Go on with your thought.
I don't mean right now. He had such, he just had such a hard time. WWE gave him shit, and then just forced him to do this and forced him to do that. And he was at the top of the game, and the crowd wanted him, and just WWE refused to do it until his contract was up. Then they made him win 2011 Money in the Bank against John Cena, which was a great match because he retired. That his contract was up that night, so he won the title and acted.
Against John Cena.
He acted like he was going to take the title somewhere else, even though WWE had already signed him to a new contract and met some of his demands and what have you. But WWE still treated him bad, fed him to Triple H, did all this crazy shit with him until he left, and then he stayed retired.
I mean, he's cool, but he's really he says he's the best in the world. No, you're really not.
Whether he's the best in the world or not, that doesn't matter. To have that confidence, it's fine.
He's definitely not anymore, but I feel like back then he may have been.
Do you see his gray hair?
You wouldn't try to fight in the UFC.
Do you see all of his broken bones? Do you see all of his blood?
He can't barely wrestle one match without getting injured
you
anymore.
Got beat in all your matches, and you came back because you can't do nothing but fucking wrestle. You're not Brock Lesnar. You're not Bobby Lashley. And you came back, and I appreciate what you did and all those good things.
Yeah, but
blah,
he's still
blah,
got
blah,
his fucking gimmick going, so he's still making the fucking money.
Well, you can't take it. You can't take his gimmick from him because the gimmick is what has so much following. The name CM Punk, him as a person,
which is why everyone says CM Punk when Drew McIntyre walks into the fucking arena. Come on.
Okay. All right. So anyway,
they're
both gay. He leaves WWE and doesn't come around for another 7 or 10 years, something like that. I think 10.
I don't know any of this. This is
until he comes back to AEW. Do you know anything about what he did in AEW?
Don't give a shit.
All right, so he came back and he became pretty much the face of the promotion.
Yeah.
He sold their first $1 million gate. He did all this stuff with AEW. He did
after Cody left.
What?
It was after Cody left, wasn't it?
I think it. I don't know. I don't remember. But he did all of this stuff. But he was really kind of full of himself. And then they had the whole thing with.
You got a fight in the backstage.
The thing after All Out, the brawl out after All Out, and he just when they got on the presser. When they got on the presser and stuff. I mean, CM Punk was just being a complete dick. I mean, he was talking about Cole Cabana. He was kind of shoving off Tony Khan. He was And I mean, he was just
He's
like
being-
eating these donuts or something. Some kind of baked goods.
He's
And-
a guy. He's a guy that wears.
But man,
a
he was
bead
just-
bracelet of his wife and the dog.
Yeah, but that's what's going on now.
Right now.
Yeah, he's being an emotional bitch.
But he called out all the EVPs and AEW, and then when he went back to his locker room after the presser, all the EVPs came in and said, "Hey man, what the f is going on?" And CM Punk threw the first punch. The Ace Steel, his guy, bit somebody and threw a chair at somebody. Kenny Omega tried to save the dog. It was just really it's really a weird story, to be honest with you.
horrible.
Cheesy as fuck, yeah.
I mean, it's just a strange story, to be honest. But
What time is it, dog?
it's about time to sign off. So anyway, I just want to know where you stand with CM Punk now as compared to where he was then. You don't really know him in AEW. You don't,
I watched this stuff.
Where
in
we
A-
are
I
now.
Saw, I saw stuff in AEW,
yeah.
and like it's just the same old CM Punk that it was then as it is now. Like, cool, it's CM Punk, voice of the voiceless, whatever, nigga. Drew McIntyre. Like, man, end this shit at Hell in a Cell so we can go do something. I want to see CM Punk go up against somebody like Seth Rollins. There we go. Seth Rollins, CM Punk. That's more attractive. to
I
me.
think that's definitely in the works somewhere along the lines because of what they've done already.
Exactly. Just,
So how do you feel about CM Punk as a competitor, as a personality on WWE?
oh, he's great as a personality. He has a way with the people. Good with that.
All right, so how do you feel
Look.
as CM Punk's as Phil Brooks, the person?
Is that CM Punk's name? Phil Brooks?
Yeah, Phil Brooks.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't know that nigga's personal life. I just know what he does and what he presents for us to watch. And that's what I'm judging him off of.
All right.
And he wears a gay ass fucking bracelet with his wife and fucking dog's name on it. Like, nigga,
Hey,
go
look
have
at,
some kids, bro.
look at.
What, AJ
Hey,
can't
this
get
is what I
pregnant?
think about that.
AJ,
It looks kind of similar to that. Crazily
AJ can't get
enough.
pregnant?
Yeah.
Why you
Here.
got your dog's name on there? Where's your kids at?
There are no kids. That's the whole
Yeah,
fucking
what-
point, my
so
guy.
what, they can't get pregnant?
Everybody's not a fucking breeder, and whether they can get pregnant or not,
That sucks for
it's
them.
it's not for us to speak about.
And
Yeah.
some people don't
Choose not
want to have kids.
Why would we bring children into this fucked up world?
Oh,
Why?
no.
Some people really do feel like that.
Yeah.
He brought his dog into this fucked up world. Drew McIntyre is making his dog an issue on his little turquoise, blue, red, and white bracelet.
But also,
I'm sorry, I would never wear a turquoise, red, and white
just because
bracelet
you would
with.
wear something like that,
my
I wear
kid's
something like
name.
this all the time.
Yeah, no.
Nothing,
No,
right?
no.
So it's not okay for CM Punk, but
That's-
it's okay
I
for me.
I gotta check his man card.
I don't think you understand what the name Punk actually means. And I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be a fucking dick or
You're
nothing, but
just considered to be a delinquent or something like that.
I am a delinquent.
Same here.
I am a delinquent, but we're not the same kind of delinquent,
No,
I
we're
guess.
not. 100%.
This is not working for
You
me.
don't like the mask?
I really don't. I didn't like it when you first hung it up.
Oh yeah, she really has bitched at me about that
I
mask
didn't like
since
it
I
when
hung
you
it up
put-
there.
First hung it up. I didn't like it.
It's okay, man.
No,
we
honey.
could definitely get you a mask. You can wear that one for today, and
Yeah,
we'll figure
it's
out something for
alright.
here.
I
on
like
out.
the Happy Mask.
I can't have.
I've got 3 other masks too.
I can't have an actual
A serious
conversation with you
conversation
because this is like it's a little bit freaky. But look, that's not the point. The point of the matter is CM Punk has a lot of good points, and yes, he is an old timer coming back. As far as I can gather, because I haven't been here for very long. But also, I think that Drew McIntyre is a bitch baby, and I do not.
Yeah, he's a bitch. Too.
I do not
but I
like-
don't
I
think
like-
he's
I
not
like old
justified
Drew.
in feeling
I
how
like
he feels.
Scottish Warrior Drew.
All he does is bitch, bitch, bitch for the last year and a half that I have been watching him. Drew McIntyre is like, oh, you took this. You took this fucking from me. Come on.
It went from bitching about the bloodline to bitching about the fucking
Everything.
Like, he's bitching about something all the time.
Everything. He bitches about everything.
I carried this company in the
makes
COVID era.
Excuse after excuse after. I'm like, all right, Drew, get the fuck out.
I didn't
Like,
get my WrestleMania
please.
moment. I did, and then CM Punk took it away.
Oh, and that's CM Punk's fault. No. Because no, wait. Was Drew McIntyre's money
This
in
is
the bank?
going so well.
Did he have money in the bank? He definitely had money in the bank.
No.
And he fucking wasted it. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but I do feel like CM Punk has definitely screwed him in the amount of times that he said he has been screwed by CM Punk.
That's
He's
Drew's
sitting
problem
there.
because Drew has screwed CM
He's
Punk.
sitting there trying to
apparently.
make Mitch love, bro. Trying to make Mitch love.
I don't know what to say about it. But
All right.
That's just how I see it.
So let's just get back to the original question.
think-
Just give me a basic answer. How do you feel about CM Punk and his return to WWE?
I love it.
You love it? Casey, how do you feel about CM Punk?
I like CM Punk. I think he's great. I think he's wonderful.
I think he's whiny.
All right.
No, I think Drew McIntyre is whiny.
They're both
I
whiny.
think they're both whiny, to be honest with
they
you.
look
But
like
Well,
they're
let's
like
see
little
how bad
schoolgirls. They're like little schoolgirls.
They are like schoolgirls. Okay, all right, I'll give you that. Okay, so can you pick another one? Your Switch remote is on your side.
Okay,
table right
so
now.
I already got it.
Okay, then put a different one on.
my
God.
answer is going to be a little bit more complex, and then after that, we'll sign out of this. We've
you
been
sure?
going. Yes. We've been going for quite a while, and that's okay. We've had a lot of fun. This
We're
is
fucking-
definitely going to be
we're
posted.
staying
It's
here.
definitely going to stay on.
What's the question?
This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing right now.
Please.
All right,
ask me.
so when CM Punk first left
Do Black
WWE,
Lives
he was
Matter.
like a hero of mine. And when he first showed up in AEW, I was so amazed and so fucking crazy that he actually came back to wrestling. I bought all the AEW merchandise, right? But then all the stuff at Brawl Out happened. I mean, CM Punk just kind of really showed that he was still the ass that he's always been. And it made you question about the things that happened in WWE because of the things he did in AEW. Now, he said he would never go back to WWE. He had the whole lawsuit. He said that whole shit on Colt Cabana's podcast. So, now, he's in AEW, and all of a sudden, he's just stirring up the shit there. And causing problems. And, I mean, you had people in the locker room calling him a cancer. You had people saying, I refuse to work with him. You had all that stuff with, Jack Perry and the Glass and the Crimea River stuff. You had all of that stuff, going on. And it was just, he was causing trouble.
Okay,
And then he got fired from there.
Okay, go on with your thought.
And he got fired from there, and then all of a sudden he starts going back to WWE, a place that he said he would never return to. He had all these problems
And
with.
what, being a whiny baby and
Well, the thing is, he's come back with that, oh, I've loved this place. You guys are my family. Guess what? I'm not buying it. You said
Okay, don't
all of
buy
that
it.
bad shit about fucking WWE, and now you come in
Sound like a bitch.
and you're all of a sudden...
that's fine. He can sound like a fucking bitch. He can sound like a bitch. But I want to know, when you were labeled as a punk, Vincie
Yeah,
Punk,
punk.
right?
Right.
Casey Punk. I've always labeled myself as a punk. Always. Were you not rebellious? Were you not talking backish? Were you not fucking defiant? Were you not just a fucking pain in the ass to everybody around?
Right.
So it's CM Punk. Like, what do you expect him to do?
What I expect him to do is not take down the whole promotion with him.
I expect him not to get mad over a bracelet.
Well, I
They
mean,
got broken.
I think there's a lot more to it than
there
just
is a
that.
lot more to it. I think there's a lot more to
Yeah,
it.
But the thing is, he went into AEW and just because he was unhappy, he tried, like, he just did some way crazy stuff. And in my opinion, I feel like he tried to bring down the whole promotion and make it less than it was before he got there, because he felt like with him being there, he was the top dog. He was,
like,
I'm
the
CM
fucking
Punk.
Crow and
It's me.
Root.
I made you clear your first $1 million gate. I made you did this. It was all me. So
Okay.
I should just come in and get to act however I want. And if anybody doesn't like it, screw them. And if I have a problem,
is that not the Punk mentality, though?
right? But you also have to be a professional.
mentality.
You got to think. He's Phil Brooks. CM Punk is his wrestling persona.
I just recently, today, like a couple of minutes ago, realized what his name was because you said his name was Phil
Right.
Brooks. I
Well,
don't
either
give a
way, you
shit.
should
That's
know his
CM
real name
Punk.
wasn't CM Punk, and that
I
CM
know
Punk is
that
a
his-
character.
Yeah,
Oh my
he
God.
should stick with CM Punk over Philip Brooks.
He absolutely should, and listen.
Just
I
like
understand.
VK Punk. You sticking with it.
VK Punk.
Thank
Where do
you.
you think this name originally came from? Is
Your
because
name is
Your
Vince
name-
I
C.
was
Punk.
such a CM Punk.
Now my name is KC Punk. So, like, how are we supposed to fucking navigate that shit? Really?
Well, no.
Really? So we're supposed to be.
Oh my
like,
goodness.
Like, no. Oh my goodness. You wanted to do this. You're going to hear what I have to say then.
Damn
'Cause
right.
We're supposed to be just.
Damn
like
right. Say what you gotta say, motherfucker.
this,
Ugh.
hanging out, like, sharing ideas and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean.
Alright, we should end this podcast.
No, we definitely are. Anyway, it is for those of you who don't know, my name is Vince C. Punk. Of course, I was a huge CM Punk way back in the day, as I just said, and a lot of my stuff is based off of that mentality. However, I do feel like his interactions with AEW were deliberately designed to hurt the promotion, and I feel like his stuff going on in WWE now, where he's like, I love you fans, I love you guys, I feel like it's so disingenuous. I feel like he's a better heel than he is a babyface. All this playing up to the marks is stupid. That is not what CM Punk should do. He should definitely be a heel and be making fun of everybody and doing all this, because that's the guy he really is. All of this babyface, I love you guys, is so disingenuous, because if that was all true, he wouldn't have went on the Cole Cabana podcast and said all those things he said. He would not have become the person that he became because of how the WWE treated him. Just to come back and say, hey, I miss y'all, this is my home, I love you guys. No. So fake. It's just storyline.
Suck a fat dick.
It doesn't mean anything. He should be the guy who comes back into the Fed and just hates it. Says, you guys suck. I'm gonna show you everything that I told you were. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And you guys aren't gonna be able to stop me, because I am who I've said I've always am. And that's just how it should be. This whole, it's just unbelievable. I don't think he's doing bad work. I don't think he's being terrible. It's not believable.
No, that's why. 100%. Well, we're gonna sign off today.
We're gonna sign off. What did we say the sign off was gonna be?
I don't know, check out the thing.
Did I write it down? Ugh. I might have wrote it down. No. Anyway, guys, we are VKPunk Wrestling, soon to be recognized as your primary source of all wrestling news, media, and entertainment. We are sponsored by Capco Championship Belts, who has made this fully stacked IWGP 5-layer C5 belt. Man, it is amazing. It is heavy as shit. The leather is real. All of the plates. I mean, it is. This one is a really nice belt. It's the closest thing. It's the closest thing you're gonna get to what they really use. I mean, it's made identical to measurements and standards and specifications. We also pulled out this one earlier, the Jay Briscoe, memorial belt, the one that he held when he was world champion in Ring of Honor. I have this one made. This is also by Capco Championship Belts. We have some other stuff to show you. Of course, the flag in the background, our VKPunk logo, that is made by Capco Championship Belts. I also have merchandise vests. I have a vest that was made to look like Damian Priest's Judgment Day vest. And, I mean, the guy makes good stuff.
We the motherfucking ones. We the motherfucking ones, baby.
Damn, we did have some sign out that we were talking about before.
Where's one of this shit?
Yeah. Ooh! Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Alright, time to sign out, y'all.
Goddamn, this belt's heavy. Let's try it off. Grab a towel. I just hope. I mean, lucky that it went in that.
Are you insane, guys? Come on. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, it's right,
Grab a
because stuff is...
Grab a towel, grab a towel.
Yeah, I know.
Holy shit.
Enzo, just chill.
I can't find my, Oh, shit. Yeah.